Hello, it's Dr. Rhonda Johnson. Today is Tuesday, August 1st, 2023. And today I'm talking about leprosy, also known as Hansen's disease. Well, one of the most famous stories of healing in the Bible is the account of Jesus healing 10 men with leprosy. So tell me, when you think about leprosy, do you tend to think of an ancient disease in some faraway parts of the world? Well, think this no more, folks. Leprosy, which has been historically uncommon in the United States, is making a comeback. In fact, the CDC has issued an emerging infections alert about leprosy in the August issue of one of their professional newsletters, and I'll share the link. Now, again, let's be factual. There have been about 159 new cases in 2020 in the United States. Now, Florida accounts for one of the top reporting states. Central Florida accounted for 81% of the cases reported in Florida and almost 1/5 of the nationally reported cases. And what is interesting is 34% of these new cases have no history of travel or immigration, meaning that they were acquired locally between 2015 and 2020. So let's talk about leprosy. What is it? It's also called Hansen's disease. It's caused by a Mycobacterium leprae, a very slow-growing bacteria. This is a bacteria that is an obligatory parasite inside the cells. It cannot survive on its own. It cannot be cultured in a petri dish. And the good news is that the antibiotic treatment can't completely cure this infection. Now, just like TB treatment usually lasts 1 or 2 years, and the treatment has to be completed for the disease to be cured. And you want to go ahead and complete treatment, because if left untreated, the nerve damage from leprosy can result in crippling of the hands and the feet, paralysis, and blindness. Now, how is leprosy transmitted? The CDC says it's not known exactly how this disease spreads between people, but they suspect it's through prolonged person-to-person contact over many months through respiratory droplets that come from coughing or sneezing. Now, the key takeaway point is you can't get leprosy through casual contact. You can't get it through shaking somebody's hands, hugging, or sitting by somebody on the bus, or sharing a meal with somebody sitting next to them, according to the CDC. It's also not passed from a mother to her unborn baby during pregnancy, and it is not spread through sexual contact. And folks, this is not on the CDC website, but I will say this: leprosy will not be the next pandemic. You don't need to be alarmed, and you don't need to worry about that. But again, the CDC is saying that Central Florida represents an endemic location for leprosy. So what's going on in Central Florida? Well, it may be the exposure to wild armadillos. It turns out in the southern United States, some armadillos are naturally infected with the bacteria that cause leprosy, and that may be the source of spread to people, but the risk is felt to be low for most people. Now, globally, there are lots of cases of leprosy. The World Health Organization says there are around 200,000 new cases every year in more than 120 countries. And there are about 2 million active cases of leprosy in the world right now. And again, this connection to wild armadillos remains because the bacteria can grow in that host naturally. And they've looked at places in the world such as Brazil, where leprosy cases numbered around 25,000 a year. And they found that human contact with wild armadillos, hunting, cleaning, and eating the meat, has contributed to extremely high infection rates of leprosy in that part of Brazil. Good news, if the armadillo meat is well cooked, it can't transmit the infection. So again, this is a bacteria that attack the nerves. It can cause the affected areas to lose the sense of touch, the sense of pain. If untreated, the nerve damage can result in paralysis of the hands and the feet, and eventually the loss of fingers, toes, and even blindness. If you want to do a visual on leprosy, just do a search on the internet. So that's my message. Keep it all in perspective. I'm just sharing because this is important. And folks, as always, take care, wash your hands, and be well.